If your books don't make you blush,
and your coffee doesn't make your heart race,
you might want to sit this one out. This is Espresso Books After Dark. Hi, everyone. Hopefully, you know us by now, but in case you don't, we're your quirky hosts, Nikki, Pal, and Jenny. This is the podcast where we overanalyze books, spiral about fictional characters, and take our buddy reads very seriously.
we're so excited for today's episode because we're diving into our buddy read wrap up, what we loved, what frustrated us, and whether it lived up to the hype. And then we're announcing our next reading adventure.
so grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's get into it. First, we're going to start with our latest buddy read, which is Den of Vipers. And wow, was that an experience. So it was my first time reading this. Well, Jenny and Pal have both read it before, and I kind of wish I could read it for the first time all over again already. So this is going to be a quick recap of Den of Vipers without any spoilers, because some of us hate spoilers, so we never want to spoil it for you either.
Before we get into the chaos, quick recap for anyone who doesn't know. Den of Vipers is a dark reverse harem romance with Morally Gray. Actually, no, they're just black characters, like very dark. And it's known for being extremely spicy and over the top. So what expectations did you all have going into the read?
So going in, I had no expectations. I didn't know anything about it except that it was a dark romance. And actually, I can't say I had no expectations because my sister started it once before and she made it sound so intimidating. Now, that's probably because we both weren't deep into dark romance. Like, we've read dark romance, but we didn't really understand what it was when she started it. And she mentioned the knife play, and I'm like, I'm nervous about that. I never really read much with it. So, but now, like, reading as much as I've read that. And I will say, I was still not prepared for that scene. I'm just saying. But that was my, like, expectation. I was a little nervous about that. And I was really excited for something really dark.
So this was my reread, the first time doing audio on it. However, when I first read Den of Vipers, it was my very first dark romance book. So I just jumped straight in. And I was hooked. I read the whole book in like a day in the middle of summer, which is pretty impressive because it's not a thin book. She's pretty lengthy.
She's very thick, for sure.
Yeah.
Hello?
But I just ate it up and loved it so much.
I also have a copy, y'all, but I'm texting, so I'm not with my books. So it's it's really annotated and like so pretty, obviously. No, this was my. I don't even know what number reread this was. At least fourth, I think, or something like that. It's been a few years since I last read it. Similar to Jenny, it was one of my first dark romances. I think it was definitely my first why choose. And no, I ate it up. I was just so excited. I was ready. I was like, give me my Diesel and my Garrett back and my Roxanne, and like I was here for it, and I was so excited for Nikki to read it. And I was just like, I know so much. So I was honestly just living for Nikki's reactions throughout this buddy read.
Which was it was fun. So if you had to describe your reading experience in 3 words, what would they be? It's hard. I'm trying to figure out, and I feel like for me it's definitely captivating. There's so many words. There's so many words. So it's captivating, it's fun, and it's definitely an attention seeker.
Yes.
For me, one of the words I that first came to my mind was like obsessive. Like it has that factor that you become quite obsessed with the story and the
Mm-hmm.
characters. And then I also thought like kind of like low-key like life altering in the life of a reader, because this book makes you discover a lot of new things about yourself. And just chaotic. I feel like it had like it goes, so much happens in it, and you go through so many emotions. That's just one chaotic ride.
Chaotic was one of my words, like chaos. Because I do feel like the read is very, a lot is thrown at you at different parts in the storyline. Hooked, because I could not put it down. So captivating, hooked, all of that as well. But also just plain entertaining. Like, I enjoyed reading this book. I enjoyed the storylines and the characters and how they all um, meld together the best, and just how they feed off of each other and the banter and the back and forth. Like, I just found it all very, very entertaining. Um, and it sounds like we all found it very entertaining to read. Um, so, and I love that, because, some books not everybody finds fun to read. And I love that we all found this one to be fun and captivating.
It was. I think what made it so much fun is that, like, for me, this was my first experience and I got to buddy read it. So, like, I know for most of this one, Pal and I did a lot of FaceTime, and like seeing each other's reactions, or like being like, wait, are you here? Are you ahead of me? Or like, can I talk about this? Like it makes it so much more enjoyable when you get to read with your best friends and you get to like really enjoy the story. And often we buddy read, but we buddy read where like, well, we're all just reading the same book. Like sometimes one of you finish it, one of you are almost through it, and then you have me who hasn't even started that yet. So like for this one, it was like, no, we've read this together, and that made it really enjoyable for me. It was a really amazing experience for me.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think one of the things that made this like buddy require memorable was just those FaceTime calls, and also it was just fun because Nikki would be kind of trying at times of not spoiling stuff, and I'd be like, "Girl, you do know I've already read this like a crap ton of times. Like I literally know just about everything that happens." And it was just so fun because then on the other hand, I'm over here like legitimately like I can't say anything because she's behind. And then eventually she was ahead. So I'm like, oh my God, I can low key speak more freely and figure like, and it was just fun. And I think something that made even more like funnier is just realizing just how similar Nikki and I can think or annotate at times. Because it was just we had very similar reactions to the same scenes. But no, it was I love it. It really is a fun like a fun book to read, and like the kind of book that really sucks you in to make you feel quite invested in what's happening with your character with the characters. So I love it. It's such I yeah. Every time. My So I literally get so excited. I really love this book. It's such it holds such a special place in my heart that I just get tongue tied and like yeah, words.
Uh, I just like I open it, I'm like, how much did, and like I remember going through and highlighting just pages of this, or like then I'd be like, okay, I need to break it down, and like not the whole page, Nicole, right? But like I don't think this one's too much of a spoiler, but I literally wrote so real, and it says, stop fighting who you are. Uh, Stop finding who you are, writer. Stop fearing who you might find if you do. You never know. You might discover you love yourself. And like some of these were just like, damn, these are just good quotes. And then other things
Mm,
were like, ah, this whole page, I'm obsessed with all of them. I think there was a point where like literally every other page I was like
yeah.
annotating. Um,
One that keeps missing.
I'm just going through. I'm like, oh, I don't know exactly where my favorite quote from this story is. I think it's somewhere like in the middle, but um, I know that I just love the whole. I loved all of
What's the audio like? Because I haven't
it.
heard the audio yet, and I know Jenny, you did the audio this time around. So, did it make the experience a bit better, or?
I did like the audio, but some of the accents that they did cracked me up. I'm not gonna lie. Like Diesel's accent in the audiobook cracks me up. It's hilarious. But once you get used to it, it's a really great audiobook and it does enhance the experience, I think.
Yeah, I think something I like. I sometimes like forget as I'm reading is that it's supposed to be like it's set in like London or like Britain. So they're meant to be British, and I tend to forget that until a specific phrase or like word pops up. I'm like, oh right,
Can I
yeah.
read? I think this is one of my favorite quotes from the book. And I don't think it's much of a, it's not, there's like nothing really spoiler in it, but
Is it
I
the
want to
star
read
one?
like, yeah,
I just knew it. I was like, I remember. I was like, I know exactly which one she's looking
because
for.
I remember like talking about like this being one of my favorite spots. So it says, I don't give a fuck what you think about your scars, Garrett, but you will listen to me. I love them. They make me feel better about mine. Each one was earned, and it shows you survived something most others wouldn't. When I see them, I'm reminded how strong you are. And honestly, they don't detract from your hotness, but add to it. I was staring earlier at your fucking apps, okay? Wondering if it would be weird if I licked them. I love this part of it. Like, I just loved it so much because it was like, it was so beautiful and like talking about how his brokenness makes her like accept and love her brokenness a little bit more, right? And then it just turns to like a little bit of humor. Like, get over yourself. I just wanted to know if your abs were lickable. And I just loved it so much. I'm sorry, I had to find like one quote like I loved a lot and I knew it was there. I think what I did was I have no clue what I did. I know like I think initially I had like a pattern of color. I know blue is like a sad part because I always do that for blue, but I think gray is more like diesel-ish.
Hmm. I honestly, I just whatever color I was feeling when I was, I was like, that's the one. I
That's
had
kind
no
of
reason.
that's kind of where I ended up going.
I'd be like, this needs to be marked right now, and then I would just look at the tabs I had. I was just like, this color, it feels like a red. It's a red, and yeah, who knows? But no, I was also highlighting and annotating like crazy, like entire pages or like mostly entire pages. And then I was just like, I should try and pace myself because I don't want to dry out yet another marker or highlighter
That's so
too
fair.
quickly. Because then if I have to, like, I think I actually did at one point, and I had to switch highlighters, and it was like
Mhm.
very similar color, but I was like, this is, I know why it happened, but it's still going to bother me. So,
I just highlighted in yellow, but then I like added colors like orange and I think orange was for her and Ryder, and then I know gray was more diesel, and I think red was more Garrett, and then blue was definitely any part. And like sometimes blue is just a whole page where like they describe some of their pain and things like that. But like yellow was just everything I wanted highlighted. And there's a lot. There's a lot in here. that's annotated. I don't think. See, this is why annotating takes me so long because like when I do it, I commit. I'm gonna need a whole new thing of sticky tabs with those colors now. Um, what are your final thoughts on Roxy and the guys?
I want Roxy as my best friend.
That's so fair.
Like, I want to go out. I want to visit her bar. Like, all of the things. She, to me, is such a badass. And I love that they didn't try to water her down or tame her, and that they just embraced her being the badass that she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. I really just love her. I think she's one of my favorite FMCs because she she just dealt with everything. Like anything that was thrown at her, she dealt with it. Like being sold to settle her dad's debt and everything, and then like having to live through that and like adjust to the fact that like they weren't like trafficking her, right? Like that's not what this was. This was her just being a debt for her father.
Mm.
And then showing them that they weren't going to own her. Like
Mm.
for
Yes.
them to have her, it
Mhm.
was her choice and her decision. And like every step of the way, she fought them. Like they were like, "Oh, we have an errand to run, right?" And next thing you know, they come home and she's playing poker with the bodyguards, and it's just like she showed them that she owns it. Like I just absolutely loved her, and
That
I
is
really
one of
hate
my favorite scenes.
the damsel
I
stuff. So
freaking love that scene so much because you start truly seeing, like, because at that point, I think the guys are still trying to deny it, and well, except for two of them, obviously, but like, um, they're still trying to deny it, but like, just their reaction the moment they walked in and noticed that Roxy had been grabbed by one of them, I was like, oh, bring it. And I love it so much. I love Roxanne. She truly is, like y'all said, like a badass. I feel she reminds me a lot of Lana
I knew you
from.
were gonna say that.
I know you haven't read it yet, Nikki, and we'll talk about it a bit more later on in the episode. But like, she also reminds me of um Ollie from Bonds That Tie. Like, I feel like those three in a girl, like
Oh, I could see that. I could see that.
those three would make a like such a badass trio together, and all of them have like that ride or die energy to them. I kind of wish we had seen Roxy interact, like make that girl, like that girlfriend in the book, and see her discover that true friendship and like the female bond, because we don't really, I don't think we quite see that except for the madam maybe, but like even that's
There's
superficial.
I feel like you see her bond separately with all of them to where like I feel like Kenzo and Diesel become more of like her besties in a sense. Like Kenzo's like her safe space, you know what I mean? And then Diesel's like her crazy safe space.
It's
So
like
like so I feel like you get to kind of see that like dynamic with them, and then like Garrett and Ryder, like they all have a different dynamic for her,
yeah,
right? Like Garrett is her like trauma and healing, and then Ryder is like it's weird because he's like her power and submission at the same time, and vice versa. Like you kind of just get all these different dynamics with them to where I don't feel like anyone else was needed. Like they became her everything, her best friends, and you know, she definitely doesn't need anybody. But like, I think with the madam, what you're saying is more of a understanding of what it's like to be to have to become the top dog, like
yeah.
live in a very underdog kind of world and situation.
Yeah.
Okay. So the most important question, whose girly are we?
So I hate this question. I I hate it the first time. I hate it now. Um, we know how. So you go ahead.
I it's like a tie between Garrett and Diesel because those two I love don't get me wrong, I love Ryder, I love Kenzo, but my heart leans more towards Garrett and Diesel because I couldn't. I love them so much. And I think with Diesel, it's just he's freaking psycho. And I love that. He don't care. He knows and he embraces it. And he makes everyone else in the Vipers embrace it. And I just love how even though he's psycho and everything, he's like one of the brightest ones there and the most like in touch with his own emotions. He's like this one's like just everything that he does. Also, he made me discover a lot about myself that made me question a lot of things. But we roll with the punches, and he's just so great. And yeah.
I
And then
could
you
watch her obsess about these two
and then
forever.
you
And like the thing is,
Garrett,
she would. She could sit here all day and just like be in love with
and
them.
then you have Garrett. My man Garrett, that poor man has gone through so much, but he still comes out of it so strong and resilient. And once he finally gave himself the chance, and like himself and Roxy the chance, oh my God, he was there. Hell, even before he fully would before unknowingly he was there and ready to protect her. I just couldn't. And also just seeing his growth and everything. And he's hot, okay? He's the fighter in him, the boxer, the protector in him, because regardless of whatever issues he had with Roxy or what she represented because of his trauma, just he was there to protect her. Also, their meet cute, I'm gonna call it meet cute, was iconic. And I live for every moment of that. I love Ryder and Kenzo, but yeah, no. Diesel and Garrett girly over here. Woo woo.
I
I just
would like to say that I'm a Diesel girly, but he's insane. And I don't know that I could handle that 100%. I love him to death, but I don't know if I could handle that. I love Garrett because I love a broken character and, overcoming that and all of the things. But I would probably be a Ryder girly. Um, I love that he's dominating and like assertive and has that authority, but then will bow down for her and her only. And just that power exchange is something that I really love between the two of them.
So here's my thing. I hate this question because I hate choosing when it's who I choose. That upsets me. But um, I think I don't think I could handle any of Diesel's crazy. Like, love his crazy, not for me. Okay, like I love that it's Roxy, but I know for sure I couldn't handle that. So then I really love like Ryder and Kenzo. I mean, I love all of them. I really do. But like the two of them, I don't know. I love how different, but like how perfectly they match with her. However, with that being said, I think my answer is going to be what it was the first time, and it's going to be Roxy. Like, at the end of the day, it's always going to be like, I'm obsessed with her. I love how strong and independent and like how much she doesn't need anybody. And like, I could be in a platonic relationship with her because I know like it's not my lifestyle, right? But like her and I could definitely be best friends.
mm,
And I think she's the only one from the story who can be on her own. Like the four of them, none of them would be okay on their own. And I know like now that she has them, she wouldn't be either, but like she's the only one who is able to be on her own. And I love how strong and independent she is and how much she doesn't need anybody and she doesn't need their shit and she doesn't take their shit. And for me, in a story like this, the female main character is one of the most important characters. Like she's
Mhm.
outnumbered and surrounded. So like for me, it's always gonna be her. Like I love her.
I agree with that.
Now,
Also,
uh,
wait, before we move on. Um, okay, I agree with everything you said about Roxy. I think if it weren't for like, the book wouldn't be the same if she wasn't who she was. She's amazing. But also, y'all, the tattoo scene with Garrett and Diesel.
I flashed to that when I was looking for my quote.
That's
Y'all,
one of my favorites.
if you haven't read Den of Vipers, do it because and then come talk to me because I will talk about it all day, all night. I swear. No, because the scenes, okay, with all of them. I don't think Kenzo got as many. I don't
Excuse
think
my
Kenzo
phone for
got
a
as
second.
many scenes as the others, which I think is one of the reasons why he's not one of my top. But nah, it's so good. The tattoo scene, wow, chef's kiss. With that said, let's talk hype. Okay, obviously, I'm one of the people who will be hyping this up every day, all the time. But did the book Then Vipers, did our Betty Reed live up to the internet's obsession with it?
I feel like it does. Like I'm really good at avoiding a lot of like books until after I've read them. Um, and I really do think Den of Vipers matches a lot of the hype I've seen. Um, I guess I'm just lucky enough to know like if the spoilers I just swipe past them. But from what I've seen, I think it really does live up to the hype. And that's a lot because like sometimes when the internet loves something so much, they kind of flood it with that love for it. And at least with this story, I can understand why. Does
Mm.
that mean it's going to be for every person? No. Does that mean every reader is going to feel the exact same way? Absolutely not. Some people are going to be like, no, it doesn't live up to the hype. That's crazy to me, yes, but everyone's allowed to have their own opinion. I do think it lives up to the hype, though.
I do believe it lives up to the hype. I also think that it's a vibes read. And for me, that means that it has everything that I'm looking for in that moment. And it might not be like a book that's going to win several awards for its writing, or, it might not mean that it doesn't have plot holes or, things like that. But the vibes are 100% there. Like, I just love this book so much and it makes me so happy. And I find it to be very entertaining. And, it's got the spice is spicing, it's got the dark romance, it's got the wide shoes down to a science, like those, the way that they work together and, everything, the banter. I just love this book and I do think it's appropriately hyped up.
I agree. I think for the demographic it's aimed for, it's honestly very like it's quite a good read. Um and it deserves all the hype it gets. And like Nikki said, it's not meant for everyone, but if you like but honestly for any of my friends or like our listeners or readers that like are looking for that white shoes, dark romance, some witty banter, and a strong FMC, this would be the book. I'd be like, "Have you read this?" Because if you haven't, this is the one. Like this is it. Like you go and read it. Like this is the one. This would be the book and the recommendation I'd be pushing, and I
Yeah,
did with one of my best friends here um in like one of my in person like day to day best friends that I see again face to face. Um, And yeah, no, I changed. She told me I changed her life with Diesel. She's like, "Girl, you didn't really." I didn't give her enough warning about Diesel apparently, and I'm like, "You just gotta live with
Crazy.
Diesel." Like, no, but it's
So,
so much. Yeah,
final ratings, I think it's 5 stars. Easily. I don't
six
think any,
stars.
yeah, I mean, it's one of my favorite reads recently. Like,
Easily 5 stars, especially because it was my intro into dark romance. And I found new things about myself while reading this book. It's an eye opener for sure.
yeah,
So 5 stars.
I think it's one of those books where it's like, I love the book and the characters and stories so much that if I had someone else read it and they didn't love it, I would just be like, oh, that's okay. I don't want to hear about
Hmm.
it. Like, respectfully, I just don't like when I love a story, like I can handle your critique of things. That's fine. But when I love a story, I don't want you to try to tear it apart for me. Like, I loved that story. I don't need to know it had grammatical errors. I don't need to know why you like if you could have just been like, oh yeah, it just wasn't for me. Like Diesel's too crazy, and I'd be like, oh okay, that's cool. But like if you're gonna write like a 5 page essay on why you hated it, keep that to yourself for me, please, because I don't want that.
No, I.
So that's how my final rating is. I would not recommend it to somebody who I knew would hate it, or or I would not recommend it to somebody who I know likes to pick apart books.
Mm,
You don't get like my favorite Rex when you do that. Just because I don't want you to pick apart my favorite books. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, I get it. I
Um,
feel
oh, I was just gonna ask, who would you like to recommend it to, or like who is this book for?
I think this is really meant for the girlies or the gentlemanlies. What is the male
The
version of
gents,
girlies? The gents?
gents works.
Gents? Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I have an employee who's 18 and he says he likes audiobooks, and I was like, "You're a book girly?" And he goes, "I'm a book guy." And I was like, "You're a book girly."
Anyway, I think this book is really meant for the girlies, the gents, and the peeps because we also got to include our non-binary peeps that are looking for some wild things in their books. I think um, it's really good for those like the dark romance lovers as with and white choose and also who enjoy their nice like psychos. But I like it as for me, I feel like it makes a good intro to both kinds of genres. It's just you obviously you got to give the heads up about these a little bit. It's like one of the characters is slightly psycho, not slightly, full on insane,
Slightly.
but it's worth it. It's just it comes with the heads up. But I think it makes for a good, at least for me personally, I think it made for a good intro into the world of mafia and dark and white shoes. I was like, this is what white shoes like. Oh, I get it now. The more the merrier, literally.
But I also think you need to know your audience when you're recommending this book to someone, because if they like cute, sweet, small town romances and that's their jam, this probably isn't a good step up.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
so I think it's important to know who you're recommending the book for and to take, even though I am terrible about reading trigger warnings and things like that, do take that seriously for your own mental health when reading and recommending this book, because they are there for a reason.
yeah,
Um, so that being
I
said, oh, you got more?
I do agree that you really need to know your audience when you're recommending any book, but especially a book like this. Like I know, like my mom hates white shoes. I would never give her this book. She
mm,
absolutely, she just like it's not for her. She's much more of like a monogamous person and reader, and so like somebody who doesn't want multiple partners in a story, it would not be a book for them. I think it is a book for someone who's like, oh, I've read kind of dark and I'm ready to dive a little deeper, it's a good dark romance starter, but it's also really good for like a big dark romance reader. Like I loved this book and I've been reading dark romance for a while now. And I think it's a very good book for people who like a strong FMC, who like enemies to lovers, who
Smut.
enjoy some hate in their spice. Like I there's not many people I wouldn't recommend it to. Um, but knowing who and when to recommend it is important.
Yeah.
That was all I have to add. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. I was just going to ask, so how did we like buddy reading it together, and did reacting together enhance the chaos of the story? Um, what do you think?
I think it did. I think,
Yeah.
but I honestly, I love doing things together. Maybe that just comes from like being from a big family and always having somebody to do something with. Like it makes it more enjoyable versus like being independent and on your own. While that is fun, enjoying passion with a friend or partner is so much better to me. Like being able to read a story and love it together always makes it better for me. So, and I do think that enhance the chaos a bit, because we all got to go through it together and like the crazy of it, right? Like it was fun.
Just feed off each other's emotions, and when someone got excited about something, you were
Hmm.
able to bask in that excitement as well.
And it
So,
kept me on pace more. Like as somebody who struggles to read, like reading together, like we did, like being able to FaceTime or like call and talk about it, like kept me wanting to read it. And it was because it's a big book. So for me,
mhm.
being able to fall out of a reading like trend quickly, I didn't have that issue at all. One, because of the story, and two, because I constantly had you guys to like read it with. So there was a reason to keep going.
I think I agree. And it's just, I think it makes it even more, like, it's been mentioned, like, it makes it even more engaging to be reading it
Hmm.
side by side, and not just with like a buddy read of like, okay, we're each reading the same book, but like having those FaceTime calls and doing the live reactions and just vibing. Even if like we might have been at different parts, like we were close enough that we understood where, like, exactly where it was, and it was just fun getting to feed off of that. And just the company never hurt anyone, honestly, and it did help with accountability a bit more. It's just like, okay, we gotta get through this. And I think one of my favorite, one of both like Nikki's and I's favorite memories is just at one point we were reading, I don't remember what scene or what part it was, but we both like highlighted just about the entire page or like 2 pages, and it was just the annotation was like, ah.
It was definitely one of my favorite moments because like she literally verbally said ah as I was writing down as I'm highlighting the whole page. Like I'm like off to the side. Like there's just it's somewhere. I don't think it's
It
far into the
seems like
book.
it's the middle end part, I think.
It might be, but I know
It might have
I
been towards
feel like it
not the,
wasn't that far into the book, but it might have been.
it was past, I think it was a little around the confession time. Yeah, something there. It's like I
But there
kind of
was literally a part where I was just like, oh, and she
uh
verbalized that, and
literally
it
you're
was
on,
so funny.
we were literally on the same wavelength for that particular part, and it was
Yep.
just so fun. And then just, you know, it was great, especially with Diesel. I think that also I just loved seeing Nikki's reactions, or like like either through text or through the FaceTime calls. So just she's like, "What is happening? What am I discovering?" Like, oh my god, because Diesel really brings in the like very new creative ways, or like like aspects of weapon play in this book, which
hmm yeah.
hmm
I'd have to look for it to know like
I think
exactly where it was.
between Diesel's weapon play and the tattoo scenes, those are some of our favorite like reaction moments. Um, and I just love this book.
It's just so good. So good.
I think that
Okay.
takes us
Are we good?
into intermission.
Okay. Shits and giggles. I love this part. Okay, so for shits and giggles today, we have a fun round of Would You Survive This Trope? So, like, would you survive this trope in real life, or would you like fold immediately? Like, would you be able to stick it out to the end, or you're just like, F it, we're going with like, So, fast, chaotic answers only. It's going to be rapid fire. It's a simple yes or no. Don't try to explain as best you can. No rambling. Hopefully, don't count on it. We are ramblers after all, especially Nikki and I.
I was like, wow, I'm feeling attacked, but okay, continue.
Try and do this like rapidly.
Okay.
Are we ready? Everyone ready? Okay.
Let's do it.
Wait. Question: would you survive? It's so this is yes or no, right?
Essentially, yes.
Oh, okay. Wait. Survive or fold? Okay, survive or fold. Those are the answers. Survive or fold. Got it. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
As in, could you stick it out to the end and not mess with the, five? Or like, would you just be like, I'm giving in. I don't care.
Okay, got it.
We ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you survive? Dun, dun, dun. Fake dating.
Yeah, I would survive it.
Yes.
Yes, hesitant. She says hesitantly.
Out of the three of us, Paul would be the one to fold first. For sure.
Yes, I would. But I think I could stick it out if I really set my mind to it. Mafia romance.
Yes, I would survive that trope.
I would survive it.
I want to say yes, but I honestly don't think I would if I'm being quiet. Like if I really look inward. So I'm gonna just say no.
I think that was completely my fault.
Impact play.
This is one I want to say I would, but I think I might fold.
I for sure think I would fold too.
I think my heart wants it, but I don't know that my brain can handle it,
Yeah, I'm there with y'all. I think it also depends on the severity of the impact play, but
yeah.
So I'm gonna say I would fold because So we're all on the same page. Small town gossip. I would survive that.
I would survive that.
Same.
Enemies to lovers.
I'm folding. I'm folding every time. I don't care. Every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'd fold too. I had to think on that one.
Forced proximity.
I mean, I could survive that, I think.
I would fold, I think. I don't think I'd be able to.
I think I would too, honestly.
Yeah.
Just imagine putting her like Diesel. I'm using my head on my own.
I know for sure I wouldn't handle Diesel. I'd be one of his ex women who just no. But I'd be like, I don't care. Do what you must. Okay, workplace romance. I can survive that.
I'll survive it.
I would fold on that one. That is messy. That can be so messy.
Oh, in that sense, yeah.
Wait,
But
like in a good way fold or bad way fold?
I don't know. I just don't, you don't mess with where you make your money, you know?
That's why I could survive it.
yeah,
I'm going with fold.
fair enough. Only one bed I would fold immediately. Y'all, I'm not getting any action. If it's one bed, I'm there.
One bit. Um, yeah, I'm a folder for that one for sure. Like,
Same.
Yeah. Weapon play.
okay, so I want to say I could survive, but I think I would fold very early on.
I want to say I'd survive, but if it's diesel level weapon play, fold.
I think I would just die.
Bye. No, I wouldn't die. He would die because
But all
I'm
I can
definitely going to
think
fold
of,
on that one.
if this like he would have died like with the first like scene we got with them with the weapon play. Nah, how do you bring me to such a orgasm and then expect me to pat you?
I
No.
just want to clarify the folding because in my head, I'm folding as in like, yes, count me in, not, no, I can't do this.
I feel like I've been like switching.
Okay.
Oh god.
Well, that's my folding. My folding is like, no, I would not make it. Like I'm not like, oh yeah, I can handle this. Like it's like, nope,
Yeah, that's
fold because I'm all the way in.
yeah.
Okay, just
Yeah.
clarifying.
Breath play, but extreme.
I'm still in. I'm still folding.
No, it wasn't a program. I forgot that I even had them. So I flew all the way here.
And I think like when you say extreme, I think like I didn't read the book, but I think ritual level with the
Yeah,
friend where he likes to make her black out, and it's like still folding.
fold. Yeah.
Fold.
Jenny really had to think about that.
I really had to.
She's like,
Edging.
thank God Nicole's a talker. I want to say I'd survive, but I think that's just really thinking highly of myself.
I want to say I would survive, but with the caveat that the moment, like my partner, whoever decides they're done, I fall.
Well, here's my like I want to be like, yeah, I could survive that, but like I somewhere around like 50 to 75%, I probably would tap out.
I would survive. Like I would, yeah, I would survive, but just barely to immediately fold right after.
Yeah, that's so fair. Okay, that one.
Yeah, that's my answer.
That one.
And then last but not least, secret identity, because I think we wanted to switch things up.
My only question is, who has a secret identity? So I can answer accurately.
If I had the secret identity, I could not do it. So I for me, this goes for the other person having secret identity.
So, like, you don't know about it?
Yeah, and you're
I,
like discovering or figuring it out, I guess.
I think I could survive that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Okay. I think we did very well. I think we would fold on a good amount of those.
I think we changed some of them.
I'm sure we did. Because
I
like,
think there was a lot more folds this time.
yeah. So when we played the game last time, we definitely survived a lot more. But I think
We had more
this
faith
time
in
around
ourselves.
we had more folds.
Great.
which is
Okay.
fine by me. I think apparently I'm a mood folder survivor. It's all about the moods, baby. Okay,
Boom, boom.
that brings us to our next buddy read. And I'm really excited about this one because I think it's fantasy.
It's
And
in
I
white
love
sheet,
fantasy. I'm
and
in
it
my
makes you love
fantasy
this
moment.
fantasy.
Dark fantasy on top of that, right? Nope, that's the different book. I have two fantasies I'm reading. One I'm reading with Jenny. Anathema.
Yeah.
That's the one
I
we're
was
that's
meant
dark.
to hop on that, but I'm not in the mood for it anymore. So
I haven't picked it up. Anyways, so this one's just fantasy, but I don't know anything about it aside from the fact that it's fantasy. It's Broken Bonds is the first book. The series is The Bonds That Tie by Bree. Thank you. I didn't realize I spelled that wrong. I didn't look at the book. By Bree. I don't know anything about it. Hal's already finished the first book. Jenny's almost done if she hasn't finished already. And I'll be starting it hopefully this week.
Are you going to do audio or are you going to do Kindle?
I think it's a big book, isn't it?
Not really, no.
do the audio. I feel like that'd be better for you for this.
I feel like it would be better for me to do the audio.
And I think it might still be on sale, but it's also on Hoopla.
It's on Hoopla, so I'm gonna do it through Hoopla. Just because I think that's gonna be the easiest way for me, and I think Matt has plans for our credits, and I'm trying not to spend more money than I need to right now. So I'll be starting that
The
this week after I
audiobook's really good.
So I've heard. I did Kindle because I wanted to annotate. Now,
I was also able to
so yeah, we have a new buddy read. It was my push, because I think it started because there was an Audible sale going on. I don't know if I said that.
That is
Jenny,
what happened.
yeah, and Jenny was like, "There's an Audible sale. Like I just spent this much money. Oh my god!" And then I was like, "Huh? I wonder what." I'm not an audio girly. We all know this, but I was like, "I wonder what books they got going on the sale." And I was like, and then I saw Broken Ties was one of Broken Bonds was one of them, and I was just like, Jenny, have you read this? She was like, no, I don't think I've heard of it. And
Yeah.
I was like, this is the new buddy read. I'm like, screw whatever else we got planned. This is the one. And then I went to Nikki, and then I decided to gift the audio to Jenny because she had already spent enough. And I was just like, let me do something nice for this girlie. Like, let it be my turn to be Santa.
I love that. I know that you guys were talking about it, and I'm like, let me see before I commit if it's on Hoopla or like where it is that I can read it.
And it was. Yeah. And then I brought it to Nikki. I was like, Nikki, this is what we're doing. You can hop on board, or you can hop on board. You got.
You got two choices in the same one.
It was like, girl, it's on KU. I don't like. You got no excuse to not read this. And so, for those of you who don't know, first off, I've already read this. I read this series, like the entire series, about 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. So it's been a while.
YA?
No.
Okay.
So it's a fantasy series. It's 6 books long, although she just released a 7th book, which is the first book, but in the boy's perspective.
Okay. Oh.
Is
it only one point of view?
No, it eventually, the first book is one, but then as the books progress, you get more points of views.
I'm someone who likes to go in blind, so I have not asked what this is about at all because I was like, just count me in. It's fantasy, just count me in. All I need to know is the genre most of the time, and
I went in blind and I am eating it up. Like,
okay.
I definitely recommend going in blind.
Yeah, fantasy, white shoes, enemy soldiers.
That's all she needs to know.
Yeah.
That's literally all I need to know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need anything
It's,
else.
like,
She
I know
could have
you
just
love enemies
said,
to lovers, but like this is the kind of enemies to lovers that like you really like because it's truly hate. Like it's
Yes.
ooh.
I
And yeah.
will probably be holding the
Oh,
entire
and
book.
Fate and Mates.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah. So it's
It's good.
I will say this,
it
because
actually makes me so excited to start it now because, like, I've been wanting
I will
a
say
real enemies to lovers for so
you're
long.
good. This is the kind of series. It's not like interconnected standalones. It's one progressive storyline or like continuous storyline. It's the kind of series that you will finish the book and you want to pick up the next one right away.
Okay. Okay. I feel
It's
so excited now because, like, I didn't know anything. I didn't even know the tropes. I just knew it was
it
fantasy.
was so I
And
love
now I'm like, okay. So now I have like even more reason to finish. Um, it's a Court of Silver Flames, which honestly I've really been enjoying because it's also very enemies to lovers. And just so you know where I am, I'm after the Dance with Eris. I'm after that.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm literally shaking right now. I've been shaking
Jenny
since.
hasn't read this yet, so like I'm trying to tell Pal where I am without giving Jenny any information. And so now she knows exactly where I am. I'm actually a little bit past that with
I'm giving
the
it some.
ribbons and
Pretty old.
stuff. And my husband's like he's rereading it and he actually I think he stopped because he knew he would catch up to me before I finished. So he like switched back over to Crescent City and he regave one of the books a go because he was having trouble with it initially. And he's like, I'm so happy I gave this book a second chance because it's so good.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
where I am. But anyways, that makes me even more excited to finish this and start Broken Bonds because I just want something a little darker than what I've been reading lately. And a true enemies to lovers is always a little bit darker.
Yeah.
But
Um.
I've been reading too much now lately.
Yeah. Well, obviously, this buddy read had a different dynamic because your girl here could not contain herself, and has already finished the book, and it's just very hardcore finding the urge to continue reading the series. But fortunately, I have other books. But I need you to read. I need you to catch up.
That's
I
the
need.
thing. I'm just debating on the audio so I could get through it quickly, or like the Kindle version so I could annotate it, for you. But I feel like maybe I'll do the first one in audio and then try to. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'll probably just do them all in audio.
I am loving the audio because it's like a movie. Like
A
there's so
movie
much
in your mind. Sorry.
exactly. Like it's so action packed and there's just a lot going on. Like I am loving the
Okay.
movie aspect of it. But
Okay. I really
No,
love. That's why I love audios.
from yeah, no, I know this you're gonna love this, and if you don't, I don't need to hear about it.
Oh, I love those. Okay, good to know.
You, in other words, you better love it, which you will, because I know you. Um, yeah.
I'm excited. Oh, that means I have nothing to do but listen to this all day. Like, but it's hard for me to listen to my fantasy audios when people talk to me.
It's
So,
very light fantasy.
okay.
It's not
That's good.
high fantasy like Crescent City. Crescent City is overwhelming, but
Akatar is high fantasy too, just FYI.
I don't consider Akatar high fantasy. That's
It's
but
world building.
yeah, but it's not that complicated for me.
But there's
Personally.
so much detail in the story itself too that like if you do the whole ADHD thing and blip out for a second, you literally have like you miss too much.
Agree to disagree, but no, this is a great series. I need you to hop on it.
Okay, I will.
because
I
I need.
can't wait for Jenny to listen to Akatar to hear her opinion on the fantasy.
I did the first 2 books. I just need to get back into it.
I can't
Yes,
believe
yes,
you
you
guys
do.
finished it.
Do you consider it high fantasy?
Me?
Yeah.
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 Mm-mm.
All right. Well, on that note, let's remember that we all read at different speeds, and that is okay. We all, reading is supposed to be fun and enjoyable. And for me, it's a form of self care. It's how I dissociate from what's going on around me and relax. And it is okay that we all read at different speeds and that we are all busy and we have a lot going on. Reading is supposed to be fun and not judgmental or cause you stress. So I think that's something very important to remember.
I think it's a very big self care, and I'm really happy that you touched on that
My
because
face
like
literally
this
choked my
weekend
face.
I truly took it as self care. Like I just stayed in bed all morning and read, and I think it's a really good reminder.
I agree. I'm just suffering because of the different reading speeds right now.
I'm sorry. I'll try to do better. But Jenny says it's okay.
It is okay.
It wasn't okay. I just said I'm suffering because of it. That said, next. Whew, sorry. I just. Anyway. So for our next episode, we're going to be discussing what we classify as 5-star reads, um, either as a group or individually. And then we're going to be talking about what type of readers we are based on a quiz. Only if I can find a quiz I like, because I have not found one that I like so far. But we're definitely going to talk about those 5-star read classifications. And I'm excited.
Why are you still performing the sacrifice?
I'm super excited about that. Honestly, a quiz on what kind of reader you are is going to be fun.
Yeah, I approve quiz.
And with that, if your books made you blush a little,
And your coffee still got your heart racing.
Then our work here is done. This was Espresso and Books After Dark.